Good evening, Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to News in Focus. My name is Faraz Patel. We'd like to thank you, the viewer, for staying with us here on Hilaal TV, DSTV channel 347. We're going to be having an extended News in Focus because at 9 o'clock we will be replaying the press conference from the South African activist who returned home from the Global Sumud Flotilla mission. Now let's start off with this. This is an exclusive to us here on News in Focus. A Westonaria family is accusing the Department of Mineral Resources and Energy, along with Goldfields South Deep Mine, of unlawfully including their land in a mining right without consultation or consent. The Botha family claims their property was listed as part of the Goldfields South Deep assets in official reports and even on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, despite them holding the legal title to the land. The family also says that multiple violations of the Mineral and Petroleum Resources Development Act, including the absence of environmental and social consultations, and says government officials have failed to address their complaints for over a decade. The matter has been escalated to the Public Protector and the Special Investigating Unit for further investigations. Joining me in studio, I'd like to welcome the Botha family spokesperson, Takalani Mmbengeni. Takalani, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, Faraz, and your viewers.
Yeah, no, absolute pleasure having you on, Takalani. So I've obviously perused through these documents over here. This is something that started, of course, in July 2007. They purchased close to 34,000 hectares of land. They were the sole owners of the land. So how have we got here? By looking at, of course, what happened in July 2007.
Yeah, safe to say, Faraz, thank you for this opportunity again to find ourselves having to come and give our own view from the Botha family as far as the issue concerning to their land is concerned. In 2007, they have bought the land. And when they bought the land, it was primarily bought with intentions to do business in it.
Right.
So they have put together all their investments with intentions to make sure that they must beneficiate around them. Fast forward, upon them having bought the land, they've also done what you call the investigative analysis within the land itself to try and find out what actually is it that it could be within the land. And you could hear, Faraz, that part of the things that are part and parcel of the things that are under the land is your gold, is your uranium, is your aggregates that are part and parcel of those deposits that are within the land.
Now, I'm seeing it: gold, silver, uranium, stone aggregates. So there's quite a lot of resources that were there, right? Yeah.
Yes, there is quite a lot of resources that are within their land. And then moving forward, they then decided to apply for the prospecting right. When they applied for the prospecting right, their right was approved or accepted under a normal process that obviously...
That's September 2008.
Yes,
right?
It was
and
accepted.
Then on the 3rd of October, it was accepted in terms of the MPRD Act of 2002, Section 16A.
Yes, right. So when that has taken place, obviously now, as a person who is a land, as a family that is a land owning now, and having intentions to beneficiate and also having economic activities taking place, they had started now to put plans together and now wanting to make sure that they had to start off with their things. Now, down the line, two years down the line, whilst they are busy putting themselves together on preparations to now start to utilize their own land, they receive the feedback that now then say their land, their right is rejected.
That's on the 11th of March 2010.
Yes.
So that's 2 years after, or just under 2 years after the acceptance was done.
Yes.
And the reasoning was there is, quote unquote, an existing prospecting right covering the same property and same minerals, but they did not know who it was at the time, right?
The DMRE did not disclose who that particular owner whose right has already been registered was. And it had just come as saying that there is already. And now, imagine, Faraz, if you are going to do a business and you are buying something today, the likely possibilities is that as you buy it today, the intentions that you needed to use it, it would in fact not have to find itself having to change in any how. What can change is environment. But that product you have bought, it will remain what you have bought. So these people, they've bought land with their intentions to utilize it. So when they've bought this land, they also, in fact, applied for those rights.
Right.
Upon the applications of the right, it is a common cause that with that right having been accepted, there is nothing else that would become a hindrance, unless otherwise, because the conferrer of the right is the Department of DMRE.
Yes, yeah.
The rejecter is DMRE. So meaning that the whole entire processes of issuing of the right should have in fact been looked at before they accept.
Takalani, where does Goldfields then come into this? How did Goldfields enter the conversation without the Bothas knowing?
As far as we are concerned with the issue of the very same particular rights we are talking about, we are learning that the very same people that were not disclosed is the Goldfields.
Right.
It's the Goldfields in that they are saying or claiming that they have got the old rights in the very same particular portion of the right. But there is one thing here. The rights of the old rights and the new rights cannot all together be in one.
Yeah, it has to be one or the other.
You understand? It's one or the other. So in this instance, the fact that they were conferred is primarily because they have met all the requirements that are part and parcel of the application. That's just the common cause. That's just what anyone else may even think of.
So I want to go from 2024, I beg your pardon. Obviously, before that, the Bothas went to the DMRE as requested to the regional manager.
Yes.
The Botha family then obviously objected against this existing prospecting right. It says here that the Bothas were approached by a potential investor for their property to mine. The investor requested the social labor plan of Goldfields South Deep Westonaria to perform due diligence in respect to the mining of the Bothas' property. Talk to us about that, but I want to especially bring in the case of where does Goldfields fit in this regards, right?
All right. Okay. Yeah, 2024 is where now Goldfields fits in very squarely.
Right.
In 2024, we have started to do investigative study as the Bothas, with intentions to try and find out as to whether why in the main are we not finding ourselves beneficiating within the land that already we hold the title deed, right? And I'm speaking here on behalf of them primarily because I've been with them from the process as and when it had started in 2024. I might not have been fully involved from 2007 as and when they bought the land. But the activities that has taken place from 2024, I was in fact there from day one.
Sure.
Now, what then happened is that we approached DMRE to indicate in terms of wanting to reject what they have called the rejection of the right, which was conferred to the Bothas. That which we have already, in fact, made mention in the first part, the one that was conferred in October.
Yes.
October 2008.
2008. Yeah, 2008, yes.
So that very same particular right, when it is to be objected, or rather it is not recognized by Goldfields, and with the reasons that they have given, we have seen the reason not to be substantive. Why are the reasons not being substantive? We are believing that Goldfields, because we are believing that the DMRE because is the one that sits with the whole entire knowledge of what is happening in the
mining. Well, the other departments, so they would know best ahead of everyone else. Yeah.
They would know best than anyone else, meaning that there is no process that will start on top of the other. The mere fact that as they apply, the Bothas, they did not apply on request by Goldfields. It meant to say that even their approval is their sole approval on the basis that they themselves are the ones that are the incumbent to that particular kind of an aspect.
Takalani, I just want to end off there,
So Goldfields, we are learning now in the process, as and when things are moving forward, Goldfields have indicated to have the same rights in the very same particular place. And as far as we are concerned, we have went to the meetings, maybe more than 3 or 4 meetings with the MRE. And the first meetings, as and when we arrived, Goldfields did not come. It was not invited. And we were of a view that we cannot talk about this particular matter of the land that is belonging to the Bothas, that is currently being administered through the Goldfields, yet the Goldfields at that time was not even participating in that meetings. So we had more than 3 or series of meetings that they were not coming. And then finally they came in Johannesburg, in the regional office, where in that meeting we have now then broken the ice.
Yeah, Takalani, I have to stop you there. We have to. I'm going to come back because I want to mention the Johannesburg Stock Exchange perspective. But my conversation with Takalani Mmbengeni continues as the Botha family continues its consultations in terms of the way going forward with regards to this matter. Do stay tuned. We'll be back after this break. Okay, welcome back to News in Focus. Takalani, the Bothas as the landowners were never consulted for the compulsory obligation of the MPRDA Act of 2002. There's 8 talking points that I mentioned. Yeah, there's one that I want to discuss with you, that no consent to list their property on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange as Goldfields South Deep asset was given as consent. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, maybe just to also take you on board, Faraz. Goldfields is a custodian or rather a listed company to Johannesburg Stock Exchange. And I want to believe that the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, in terms of its own regulation, in terms of accepting its members, there is a particular procedure that it follows. Firstly, it may mean to say that the companies must have the rights that are registered in the for them to find themselves being part and parcel of the listed companies. There's to also, if the rights might in fact affect others, there had to be in fact concession of those to whom are affected by those rights that are also in fact recorded or reported to be within the Goldfields South Deep South Africa. Now, in terms of their listing with Johannesburg Stock Exchange, we have discovered in the technical report of Johannesburg Stock Exchange outlining in the map the land which is belonging to the Bothas, the title deeds to which is the one that the Bothas own, being part and parcel of the assets of Goldfields. And now for it to be able to outline that particular assets as theirs, the Bothas have not found themselves having been informed of that, and there is nothing else that put them together with Goldfields as far as their land is concerned. Like I just gave you an outline that as and when they bought their own land, they had their own intentions. Not in any point their intentions were joined with Goldfields. So to find that particular report being already outlining even the portion of their own land, yet they themselves do not know of anything like that. For us, we classify it as a land grabbing. That is being done now by Goldfields, collecting the portions of land that are in the surrounding factor, in their own vicinity, that have got their own owners, and put them within their own rights. And maybe this is just one thing that would have happened in this form. There is what you call 220 MR is a portion, right? Then that in itself, it has got maybe the total of your 300,000 kind of hectares and so, which there has been the BEE beneficiating who have participated in terms of having to do the conversions. So in terms of that part, Goldfields is claiming to be also owning a particular portion or its own particular map. It cut across.
Yeah, you mentioned it was using the 1912, or in the documents, I beg your pardon, using the 1912 map, which is not supposed to be used in the current form.
Which is not the map that is currently the one in effect. They have even, in fact, that review of it also, in fact, happened in 1986.
You're talking of the conversions, Takalani. Apologies, because the Botha family then approached
Yes.
two members of the Patriotic Alliance,
Yes,
Gayton McKenzie
that
and
is
Kenny
Gayton McKenzie and Kenny
Kunene,
Kunene.
were instrumental in the conversion of the mining rights 220 MR and the extension of the mining rights 220 MR to the Botha's property. Talk to us about their involvement in all of this.
This is because the two happened to be the BEE beneficiaries within Goldfields South Deep, South Africa.
Right.
And by that, we also were of a belief that they are the ones who are quite more, incumbent in dealing with matters that affect the plight of people, particularly noting the fact that they had in fact stood vehemently in defense and protection of the rights of the colored people in South Africa.
Yes.
So the Bothas are part and parcel of the previously designated group. So there was nothing untoward to think that the Mackenzie and Kenny Kunene could somehow represent that particular kind of a plight. The whole point there was primarily to make it a point that at least they be recognized in that very simple space. So it became a shock at a late run that later, as and when they have to go back to the same people who are expected to be the one to help them, they give them the advice to go to court.
Yes.
And then by going to court, it then have defeated the whole particular purpose and the objective that initially, as and when they met, or rather brought the matter to their attention, they wanted to fulfill. So they left with the documents. And as and when they left, the documents was given to Kenny Kunene.
Right.
And all these documents that you have received from the Bothas, we in a meeting of the DMREs, the one that we have had at their regional office, it was vehemently outlined to say that there has been an instruction that was outlined to say that the Botha file must be locked up. All right?
Okay, so this is coming from?
It's coming from the department there. Now
from
we
DMRE,
are,
right?
DMRE, yes. It must be locked up. Why? Because there is a lot of interests that are taking place around it. I don't understand what those interests are. They still need to be probed and being investigated, so as to make sure that whoever who had a hand in terms of making sure that there is a systematic offensive that is drawn to the Bothas for their land to be snatched from them can be exposed.
On that note, has there been consultation with Minister Gwede Mantashe on this?
Yes. In actual fact, in December.
This past December?
The past December, 2024. Mr. Botha called, they received a call at about 11 at night from the Minister, Gwede Mantashe.
So he had called them directly?
Yes, he called him directly. And as he called him directly, it was on the basis that obviously he would have written something to the office with attention to the very same particular item relating to the land itself. There is an indication that was outlined by the minister himself to the Bothas to say he should know that the mineral does not belong to him. It belongs to the state. But yes, indeed, there is not being a time that the Bothas have thought that the minerals belongs to them. The Bothas did not bought the minerals. They bought the land, the surface. And as and when they've bought the surface, anything else that affects them that is even under their own land, it is in fact a common cause that it is expected for them to in fact be consulted in all those kind of areas. The very same particular minister, he then said, if you are so much in a belief that there is something done wrong against you, go to the court. Look, we are talking here about the previously designated.
You would have expected it to be dealt with immediately then and there. The understanding that comes from here.
Yes, we have expected, obviously the Bothas have expected that now that we are talking to the minister, the issue itself would have in fact received the new attention altogether if the people who were below were not doing their own work accordingly or adequately, then at least now it is in the final arbiter, in a place where in terms of coordinating it, it can become much more easier.
Sure.
I ended up having to write myself personally. I have written to him. And when I returned to him, from the date that I have written to him, he did not reply. I have written to him in his own WhatsApp phones, 2 of them. I do have his numbers. I have written to him also to his own email, the work email, and also the political email that I know I have gotten access to in talking to him. I was writing to him not for creating a soundbite to him. I was writing to him
out of the concern.
Out of the concern of me knowing him, me being the comrade who I have been with him within the Congress movement, the African National Congress, right? To say, I believe that we have in fact fought for this particular democracy with intention to make sure that our people should not find themselves being in the sideline. And we have believed that the African National Congress have deployed the contingents of cadres that can be able to take care of the plight of the people and not find themselves having to be the one who pushes them to the cliff.
And it seems as if it's not been the case with regards to this. We've got 2 minutes, Takalani.
Yeah.
What is the way going forward now in terms of the SIU and the public protector in 2 minutes?
Well, the Bothas have been sending this issue, or we have in fact moved together in trying and make sure that it receives full attention it deserves. Firstly, we have consulted with the Public Protector's Office, South Africa. We know that there is a work that is currently taking place there. We have also, in fact, moved to the SIU. Work have been taking place. But it is important also to reflect to you, for us, that the South African Mining Council, which we were thinking that it is cumbersome in making sure that it can correct certain anomaly that may be taking place within the mining enterprise, had not been working to the favor of the people. Instead, it engulfs and shelves the interest of the conglomerate capital.
I have to stop you there, Takalani.
Yeah.
Sorry, thank you so much for joining us here. We really appreciate it, for you making the time and discussing the story. Appreciate it.
No, thank you so
That's
much.
Takalani Mmbengeni, is the spokesperson for the Botha family. And of course, we would hope your News in Focus to get a right of reply from the DMRE, from the officers of Kenny Kunene and Kate McKenzie, and of course, that of Goldfields. Up next, another interception of a flotilla that occurred, and we're going to be speaking to the Adala Legal Center's Hadil Abu Tahle after this break. Do stay tuned.